Hi, I'm Craig, and welcome back to another on-the-road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Today, we will be taking a look at this Whirlpool electric freestanding oven. We will show you how to remove, test, and replace your bake element. To begin the repair, we must first access the back of the unit. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for the proper voltage. The tools you will need for this repair are a number 2 Phillips screwdriver and a voltmeter. To access your components, we must first remove this bottom cover. It is held on by 2 Phillips screws. Once the screws are removed, pull down, slide out, and set it aside. Now that the bottom panel is removed, we have clear access to our bake element terminals. Now the main reasons why you'd be replacing a bake element is if it will not heat up during bake. So the first thing I would do, after you visually inspect the wiring, make sure that there's nothing broken or corroded on the wiring, is unplug the wires. Use a voltmeter. Be very careful and set your unit on bake with your terminals on these 2 terminals, and when it is on bake you should have 240 volts going to your element. If you do not have 240 volts going to your element, it could indicate that you have a different problem in the system. But if you do have 240 volts, make sure the unit is unplugged. Switch your meter to ohms. I will use an audible tone so you can hear it. It will make a noise if it has continuity. Now a typical bake element should run anywhere from 10 to 50 ohms, but it should have continuity going through it. This element is actually testing out good, but today we'll show you how to replace it. Now let's return to the front of the unit. Now that we are back to the front of the unit, first we'll open the door, remove your racking by pulling out and up at the same time, and set them aside. There are 2 screws that are holding in your bake element. Both of them are number 2 Phillips. Lift up and slide out on your element and set it aside. When installing your new element, bring it in at an angle and slide your terminals through the insulation. Next, lift up on the element to align the screw holes and attach your first screw. Reattach your second screw. Now we can reinstall our racks. Now that our element is installed and secured, slide back in your racking. Make sure you do so at an angle and slide it the rest of the way in. Now let's return to the back of the unit. With your bake element properly installed, push back a little bit on your insulation. Reinstall your 2 terminals. Now we can reinstall the bottom cover. To reinstall your bottom plate, you will notice there are tabs on here that correspond with the slotted area on the frame. Line these up and slide them in. You may have to press in on the sides to line them up correctly. Once they're in, slide up on the plate, reinstall your 2 bottom screws. And this will complete your repair. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.